Raven, you said you're a former OF model. You used to strip. You said you were you mentioned you had 3 OFO days.
3 what?
You in your pre-show messages to us, you said you had 3 OFO days.
I had hoe days.
Hoe days.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Stop.
And that ended in.
Girl, you did that?
That
No,
ended
she was
in.
probably just kissing a boy in a tree.
Oh, okay.
No.
Hold on.
Wait, what?
No.
You said that ended in 2020, but you did, and when we asked for clarification for what you meant by hoe days, you said that as days of being promiscuous.
Yeah.
What's your idea of promiscuous?
Oh, I mean,
please?
just like, I don't know, like you're like hanging out. I used to go to parties, and just like.
Did you give hand jobs a lot?
I don't. No.
Were you? Was it just like
I don't like.
BJ's?
I have a thing with hands. I like
Okay.
germs. I don't like touching.
Hand job, like a posh wank, we call it, with a condom.
Anyways,
Posh wank.
Is there a
with condom.
BJ count? What's the BJ count?
I was more so into like watching, and then if guys would ask to like do stuff to me, and if I was into it, I would like do that. Like I had a lot of guys that were like into feet, so they'd ask to like massage my feet and like suck my toes and like.
That's probably worse than
No, but I've had like other stuff.
I feel like this is the
experiment.
equivalent of being like, I used to be a gangster and just snorting Smarties.
Is that really like?
People used to do
No.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so in your pre-show notes here,
Yeah.
you said, and I'll just read what you wrote. You said, when I was 16, I started selling feet pics and gaining a following online.
That too.
Okay. You said you were going on Omegle to kind of experiment with doing things. I don't know how to
Omegle.
fucking pronounce that shit.
My man's
Omegle.
old.
You got, yeah, I'm a fucking boomer, dude. You said you started going to, doing things on camera. As soon as you
Yeah.
turned 18, you started going to sex parties
Yeah.
and got targeted by, I don't think I want to talk about the
Yeah.
whole thing, but how do you like go to you could go to a sex party and not do anything, but it's like kind of like makes me raise an eyebrow, like you claiming to be a virgin, but like in your pre-show notes, you said you had hoe days, you said you were promiscuous, you said you went to sex parties.
No, I never did that either.
Oh.
No, I never did that either.
So you lied in your survey?
What? No.
I'm confused. You never did what?
The person just put up
Loophole.
somebody just put up a comment.
Just
I was
please
like, I
ignore
didn't
the
do
chat.
that.
Please
we're
ignore
paying
the
attention
chat.
to what
I'm
Brian
sorry.
is talking to us.
Just
I'm so
address
sorry.
the.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry.
You can stop apologizing, but please continue with the conversation.
Yeah. What was the question? How do I maintain it?
How are you still a virgin when you're having all of these different experiences?
Okay, wait. On a real note, Leslie and I do have to drive 5 or 6 hours to the mountains,
No,
so we do have to leave soon.
Irrelevant.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the hoe phase.
Yeah.
Was like a foot hoe phase.
It was honestly more for attention. So again, lesbian, like former lesbian.
I love you.
Like, you know,
Well, just being honest
yeah,
with you.
former lesbian, like, you know, used to, like, you know how that works?
I see what you mean.
And if, like,
Oh, so the scissors.
Jake,
I never,
that a thing?
diseases.
Oh.
Jake, my friend's getting a little jelly.
Oh
over
my
here.
god!
You'll get some attention soon.
You
Sorry.
left your man's alone.
It's okay.
Next conversation.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So because you've never had penetrative sex, that's why you consider yourself still a virgin then, is because even though you've been around these things.
Well, that's like the definition of a virgin, though. I would
Yeah,
consider
I
what I
follow.
did, like, as foreplay.
I follow.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see.
That's
So
exactly
like
what-
you would be the one that's like into BDSM or something.
Yeah.
Period. BDSM.
Well, that's a big like a part
It's
of
a
like
very
my stipulation.
foreplay.
Well, with
Yeah.
people misunderstanding me and like what I am about.
Yeah.
What is BDSM?
Bondage, submission, dominance, masochism, sadism. It's kinky
Violence
sex,
and
whatever.
sex.
But it doesn't have to be sexual.
Witches
it's all
who have
about
tarot
it's all
cards.
about power play. But that's what people will assume about me. They look at me and they think, oh, okay, she's kinky. Okay, this is what you want to assume. In reality, it's like I literally just like want to play fetch. Like I don't want you to like abuse me. Like I just want to play fetch, dude. Like,
This is literally the freakiest girl that I've ever met that hasn't had sex. Like that's wild to me.
Yeah, that's a title.
Wild.
I was just very curious.
When I first came in, I was thinking choir girl, someone who's like got a cute shirt on with like good vibes, it says.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was going to come out.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm a good judge of character when
Yeah.
it comes to little freaks, but
No.
That's why
Yeah.
you
To
got
be fair,
I actually
got
shy
us both
chicks,
wrong.
yeah.
even these shy girls, you gotta be
I'm
careful.
not shy. I'm not shy. I just
Well,
haven't had much
whatever,
chance
you
to
know.
talk. That's.
No, but like even these kind of like these girls, you think, oh, she's probably
Oh my gosh, I used to
not
literally
done that
look
shit.
like her.
They did that shit.
I used to look like her. I've been toning down because like I want to find a husband.
Right, because you did say at the time,
Like,
at the time,
you
I
need to
was
tone it.
a raging feminist with
Yes.
friends and family. You said you were a raging feminist.
Yes.
Friends, family encouraging you to live that type of life.
Yes.
After your baptism, you changed
Yeah.
drastically.
I used to have split dye hair.
What did you? So when you were a raging feminist, what did you used to think of men? Like what being a raging feminist and all?
Oh my gosh.
What denomination are you? What did you convert to?
Oh my God! Thank you for derailing my question.
I'm
Appreciate
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. What was like? How was I as a? Yeah. No, I hated men. And that's kind of like how I was raised. Like, men are disgusting. Men are evil. Men are always like the perpetrators. Yeah.
Glad you found your way out of that one.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. So I have a lot of crazy stories, but like my family. So my aunt was like kind of like as soon as I was born, she was kind of like, I want to like latch onto you. You are like my child, and she tried to just like push all this stuff into
She
me.
probably worships Lucifer.
Hereditary.
No. She's a professional protester, and she tried to get me in on that.
She's been touched by Lucifer.
Yeah, and I'm like, I love you, but you know, that's been a really hard thing. Honestly, that was more like recent. Like I kind of had to be like, okay, like I'm not talking to you anymore. But it was like a lot of like just like I feel like indoctrination. The other family members, they actually like after Biden, they like all of us really jumped ship after Biden.
Let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
So
'cause
you
we saw how
guys
horrible
are
it
MAGA.
was. Huh?
You guys are MAGA.
I wouldn't say we're like,
Come
oh my
over.
gosh, like at the
Come on,
rallies.
it's nice over here. It's fun.
I wouldn't say I'm like at the rallies like going crazy. I mean, I have thought about it, but I'm not like crazy, but I'm like I just like Republican Party.
Just put
the
the
best.
hat.
I like
put the
I
hat
like
on. You'll
Ramaswamy.
love it.
I'm like
You like Ramaswamy?
I like Ramaswamy. Yeah.
Me too. I like Ramaswamy.
Oh, so I actually the church I went to was LDS.
Oh, that. No,
I know. I actually just left.
You wait. So what denomination are you now?
I don't know. Like
so you're-
I'm my own
try
thing.
Orthodoxy. I love Orthodoxy.
I have no idea. I don't really like organized religion. I think. Yeah.
I would say just out of a fly, out of curiosity, try an Orthodox church. I think it'll have all of the answers that LDS.
Like Jewish?
No, not
Orthodox
at all.
Eastern Christian.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Orthodox Christian, yeah. It's like that'll have all of the answers that a lot of the what I would call heretical branches don't
Message me.
have. Definitely, yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
Like, I don't
I
know
was
what I'm
raised Jehovah's
doing.
Witness. I had a lot of severe like issues with religion because of the heresies that they had,
Yeah.
and I pushed against all religion, all
I could
authority.
so see you being a Jehovah's Witness. You
I
like
could
fit the
too.
mold
Yeah.
so
I
well.
could too.
I could see
I-
you knocking on my door.
Yeah. We would be mortal enemies.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I had a bunch of issues with religion, authority. I had all of the different predictable outcomes and all of that jazz. When I found Catholicism and then that branched me to Orthodoxy, it answered all of the heretical questions that the Jehovah's Witnesses got wrong, and it gave me that level of inner peace that a lot of religious people talk about. And I think organized religion is the only way to go about religion, hence the term religion.
Yeah.
It's like you can't be esoteric in your approach to spirituality because that's when you start to depend on your own understanding and be led away by all of these different high energy, high spiritual feelings that'll then lead you down paths that you might not understand the consequences of. When you're in an organized church, organized religion, there's an authority present. They can guide you in ways that you might not be aware of and lead you to better behaviors.
See, my issue is that like everybody claims to be the true church, like
Yep.
the one true church.
Moving
on
on.
the earth.
Okay, so I want to try to reel in Carmen. No offense, guys. I'm not trying to be rude by cutting you off, but I mean, we're getting into like totally off-topic stuff
sorry
that
about that.
it's just
Do it. Go for it.
okay. Carmen, you said, hold on, let me see here. Your suggestion was, and I think this was to women, or maybe everybody, stop being whores and hooking up with people or playing with people's feelings or trying to be trap people with child support or whatever the case may be.
That's to everyone.
That's to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's to both genders. sexes.
You said media has driven us to be more and more polarized from the opposite sex gender, and we all have to remember that at the end of the day, we're all human and deserve to be treated as such. Men aren't ATMs. Women aren't just walking fleshlights. Okay, I concur with that. Generally, you said you think that a big problem is a lot of people wanting the instant gratification, wanting the 1-year anniversary, not the 364 days between that. Commit to someone, grow with them, support each other, and love one another for who they are, and be willing to guide and be guided. Neither side is always right. Did you want to add to any of that? And you also said hookup culture is the dumbest thing to exist and is the bane of all of our mental healths and moral compasses.
Yeah, I doubled down on all that.
I'd say all these
Okay,
points
she
have
agrees
been-
with what she said in the pre-show notes.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't really have like too much to add like right off rip other than
Mhm.
just like remember that at the end of the day we're all human, right? It's so easy to get like have extreme opinions on either end of a spectrum, whether
Mhm.
it's feminism, politics, or whatever. Like I just like think we should all be friends. And like I think a big thing is wanting to understand another person, like wanting to understand the other side rather than wanting to be polarized and wanting to be right.
I think that's the thing, is that none of these ideas are new, and this whole concept of the battle of the sexes has been really a modern concept, because prior to the 20th century, we worked in unison. We had our complementary roles, and we respected that in society. Now with hookup culture and all of this jazz, it's reduced the interactions between men and women as being purely materialist and transactional. And naturally speaking, we're both going to start resenting each other, hating each other for the quote-unquote elements or like, you know, vices that the opposite sex has, but it's because our roles are no longer complementary. They're being on purpose by the establishment, I suppose, put against each other because
Yep.
we're competing against each other now.
Yep.